Hey everyone, thank you for watching. Today's video, I'm so excited to do, but I have been putting this off for a hot minute because I find it to be a little bit of an embarrassing video. Today we are going over my makeup inventory. I have counted all of the items in every single category in my makeup collection, and this includes backups that I have waiting for me. And I'm going to let you know what I have in each category right now, kind of what my goals with each category are. I'll do a check-in probably late summer, and then again at the end of the year / beginning of 2024 and see how we did. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, welcome. So I do start my videos with an outfit of the day. We are casual and like spring-like-ish. With this outfit, I have on what I call my moon shoes, some distressed denim, and then this yellow sweatshirt here. I'm filming on the start of March Madness. Iowa is playing actually right now on my laptop. It's halftime. Don't know if they're gonna win or not, but I thought I would represent my yellow for the Iowa Hawkeyes today because I am cheering my home state on. But I have kind of made it my goal for 2023 to cut back on my makeup consumption, my makeup collection. Did a pretty gigantic declutter starting in December, and I just finished up with my eyeshadow palette declutter, which was very massive as well. And that's just kind of one step to get me on track to cutting down my makeup collection and how much makeup I have in my apartment. I am also trying to be more aware of how much PR I am receiving, which I can only do so much on my end. I've asked to be removed from some PR lists and I'm still getting PR, and sometimes you get things that you don't even know are coming, that sort of thing. But I'm trying to be aware of how much I'm actually keeping for myself. I do 3 huge giveaway boxes with every single PR haul that I do, and I do them pretty much weekly. So I am giving as much away as I can. And then of course, cutting back on how much makeup I'm actually purchasing myself. I'm filming this in March. I have not made a Sephora order yet. The Ulta 21 Days of Beauty is happening right now. I haven't made a purchase through there. I think I've only purchased a couple of products makeup wise, and it's been like a mascara backup and I think like a brow pencil. But I haven't done a lot of makeup purchasing myself this year either, and I really want to cut down my number. I'm gonna be very curious to see at the end of the year what I spent on makeup this year versus what I spent last year. And then also, of course, an interesting challenge with this is this being a part of my career, and people coming to my channel to see me test new makeup and to give makeup reviews. So it is kind of a hard balance to find how much makeup you are buying, keeping, trying, reviewing versus personal goals of not spending as much money, not having so much makeup in my collection. Also that mindset of keeping products just for YouTube videos and for comparisons, which those are so helpful. Don't get me wrong, I think those are so helpful. It's just not the mindset I want to be in right now. I feel very overwhelmed by my smaller space that I have here and how much of it is full of makeup. Whenever I have people come over, which is very few and far between because I'm slightly embarrassed by how my apartment looks, and by slightly I mean a lot, they will always comment on how much makeup I have, and I'm like, I know. That just kind of led to this decision to have kind of a more low buy year in 2023. So I am very big on tracking. I do have a second YouTube channel where I talk primarily about healthy habits, healthy lifestyle routine. I've spoken in a recent video about how I feel like tracking your habits can be very beneficial because it puts it on paper. It lets you know right there like what you have going on, and then you can set clear goals for yourself from there. And I know that I keep putting this one off because it seemed kind of overwhelming to go through my entire collection. This gives me very clear goals. Now when I look at my list, now I know when I check in the next few months here, I can look and see like, where am I at? What should I declutter more of? And then when I'm at the end of the year, I have that very clear tracker, very clear way of seeing if I was able to stay on my goals or not. And I think that this will really help me out. Having these numbers in black and white, I think will really help me out throughout the rest of the year. So with that being said, let's jump into the numbers. So in my primer collection, I have 12. That's a lot of primers, and actually as I was going through my collection and I was counting everything and I was pulling everything out, I was also decluttering at the same time. So I actually have a basket that's fairly full with a few more items. So if you would like to see like a very random declutter, I mean, I have like lipsticks and primers and concealers and like a little bit of everything in there. If you want to see like a very random declutter, definitely do let me know, because I could do that one here also. But still, I thought that was a lot, and I thought it was funny because there's so many categories that I wrote down, and then I had to scribble out my original number and write a new one in, because as I was going through like different sections, like I was finding some products like in my bathroom, and I was finding some products like products in my foundation collection that weren't foundation, and I was like, what? So I started off with 10, and I was like, that's still a lot of primers, and then I ended up finding 2 more, so we have 12. I think that's a lot. I use kind of the same ones over and over again. Again, there was a couple that I cut immediately from my collection that I was like, I never use these. But I feel like with primers, I would like to be more in like the 6 area. I still think that's a lot of primers, don't get me wrong, but I feel like 6 is a better number. So that's what we're going with primers. Foundation, I feel pretty good about this one. My foundation declutter, pretty epic. I think I put like epic and brutal in so many of my declutter like thumbnails and titles. But for foundations, right now I have 11. I don't think that that's bad. Towards the end, I will say like middle end of 2022, I started wearing less and less foundation, and quite honestly, less and less makeup in general, which I think also helped bring on this consumption mindset and less consumption mindset as well. But I just started wearing a lot of concealers and powders more, so I just don't reach for my foundations all that often. But of course, in my declutter, I kept a few of my favorites. I've had a couple more that I've added to my collection since then, but foundation, honestly, like, I would say as long as I have like less than like 13, 15 foundations, I think I'm pretty happy with that. And then for concealers, I have 8. Which again, I don't think is bad. I want to say in my declutter, I kept like 5 or something like that. And of course I get like a few new ones in. I was also including any backups that I had. And truly too, when I was going through my backups, I was like, I can give this to a friend. I can give this to a friend. Like, I bought this, you know, 3 months ago, and I still haven't opened it up because I still have a fresh foundation. My friend said she wanted that one, boom. Like, I was putting together little piles for my friends that I could pass along with some of these backups that I was having. But concealers, again, I don't think that's bad at 8. I think it's probably because I'm very picky with my concealers. So unless I really loved one, I was not keeping it in my declutter. So I think 8 is pretty good. Again, I think like less than 12, 13, 14, if I have less than that concealer wise, I think I will be pretty happy with that. I should be writing down my goals because I didn't write them down. I just wrote the number. So I'm gonna write these on here as well. And then I'm probably gonna type this up so it like looks nice and I can like save it in my Google Drive or something. So that way I'll make sure that I have it at the end of the year. Okay, so then moving over to powders. This is where I wasn't too impressed with myself. I have 13 powders. And you know what? You know what? I am counting the Dior powder no powder in this category, which I feel like I could count it as foundation as well, but it has the word powder not once but twice in the name. So I counted it in the powder category, and I just repurchased 3 of those. And again, I'm counting those in my collection because I have them, right? So okay, so that's not bad. I've also had quite a few of you send me some of your favorite powders because, and the reason that I purchased so many of the Dior's is because Dior has said that they are reformulating it. So it got pulled off Sephora's website. It goes in and out of stock on the Dior website. So that's why I purchased so many, but I also have some from you that I'm very curious to test out as well. So powders at 13, to me, that's a lot. I feel like I would want powders to be like at least, I'm gonna say less than 8. Less than 8? 8 to 10. I'll give myself 8 to 10 just in case we need backups of, you know, our favorite. So bronzers are just one of my favorite categories for makeup. They're a weakness of mine. I just love my bronzers so much. I have 17, which is, you know, it's not that I think that that's an ideal number, but it could be worse. I think that it could be worse. 17 is 17. That's a number. That's a number. I think as long as I have less than 20, right, Aries, I think less than 20 bronzers I think is not bad, because also bronzers is one of those categories, like again with this one I'm counting the brand new Milk makeup that I just got. I was counting the brand new Tower 28 that I still have yet to try out, which will be coming in my next trying new makeup video, because I still have that sitting on my desk, like need to try this one out. So I'm trying, or I included all of like the new ones as well. And I just think about like when I do my PR hauls, oftentimes I still grab for the bronzers, like whatever bronzer it is, I'm like, I want to test this one out. Some people are that way with foundations. Some people are that way with eyeshadow palettes. For me, it's usually bronzers. Like I can skip an eyeshadow palette and try the bronzer instead out of a collection. So less than 20, that's gonna be our goal for bronzer. And then for blush, I don't know how I have this many blushes. I have 23. I had a lot of blushes in my declutter, like a lot. Like I was shooketh. Are we still using that word? Because I was shooketh how many blushes, I was gonna say bronzers, how many blushes I had in my collection. And I felt like I did a pretty good job decluttering, but I still have quite a few. And then I found 2 from the Kathleen Lights and Colourpop. Like I found one of my magnetic palettes that had single shadows in it, and then 2 of the Colourpop Kathleen Lights single blushes. And I was like, why am I like this? Why am I like this? So 23 blushes. I think I would like to be again, less than 20. It's gonna be same as bronzers. Less than 20 for the blushes. Next up, we have highlight. I have 11 highlighters. I don't even really wear highlight all that much, so that was a little bit like, I did just get 2 brand new highlighters in, and I tried them both. Charlotte Tilbury Face Architect, Rare Beauty. I think it was like their Stay Vulnerable, maybe? Stay Positive? I don't know, something along those lines. So I just got that highlighter in. So, you know, I've been testing those out. They're both in my March Makeup Madness brackets that are going on right now. Check the community tab so you can vote for your favorites. Hopefully you filled out your bracket if you want to win a pretty sweet giveaway box. But highlighters, I would like to be around 5. I think around 5 highlighters is pretty good. Wait, I think the day that this goes up, I'm trying to get this up on the 17th. My highlighter is 50% off at Ulta Beauty. So if you've wanted to try Start Inspired, which I think is still right in front of me because I've been so excited about it, yes. My Start Inspired highlight is on sale 50% off at the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. This is what I did in collaboration with Ofra. We have the 2 pieces of Pillow Talk, 2 pieces of Star Island. It's fabulous. So I have 2 of those. That one's like my pretty one that I show on camera, and then I have another one that I've actually hit pan in. So I counted both of those. So, you know, 2 highlights are always going to be there in my collection, but I would rather I'd be around 5, I would say, for those. And then for face palettes, this is what I included, like face palettes, face duos, trios, that sort of thing. I have 8. Not bad, not bad. I went through a phase there where I really was into face palettes. Like I was into those big Tarte blush palettes with like 8 blushes and like a highlighter in the middle, and the, what was the Becca and Jaclyn Hill, I want to say Champagne Pop, but wasn't that just the highlighter? But there was like the palette as well with like the blushes and the highlights. Like loved that one. And then I went through another phase where it was like all I wanted to do was use my singles, and now I'm kind of coming back into like really liking some of my duos and trios, especially if it's like a bronzer blush highlight or a blush bronzer or things like that that are especially very like travel friendly. So it's always interesting how makeup kind of like how the trends kind of come and go, and also just what you're into and what your preferences are, how they come and go. I used to hate lip liner, and now I wear lip liner every single day. I used to be on the highlight train and, you know, highlight my entire body. Now I don't really do that. And who knows, maybe next year I'll hate lip liner again. Maybe I'll start wearing highlighter all over my body again. You don't know, and it is what it is. So it's not that deep, just makeup. So face palettes, 8. I think that that's pretty good. I would say like still around like around 8. I feel like that one's pretty solid actually. Next category, eyeshadow palettes. So I do have this broken down into two different categories. So I have eyeshadow palettes and then I have my singles as well. So just starting off with eyeshadow palettes, again, I did that really big declutter that I just posted recently. And in that one, I think I decluttered like 60, I think it was 67 eyeshadow palettes that I decluttered, and I kept 49. But in that declutter, I didn't include some palettes that I had just gotten because it was like, I just got these, like obviously I'm gonna be keeping them. So obviously I counted those, any other newer ones that came into my collection as well. So we are now at 69. So we've added on 20 more eyeshadow palettes pretty quickly. So there's that. That's a lot. To me, I would like to still be around that like 50 palette mark, which is obviously that's still a lot of eyeshadow palettes. Still a lot of eyeshadow palettes, but I really was very pleased with myself with my declutter. I let go of a lot, which is something personally that I've been working on as well, of like letting things go in the past and all of that. And in a weird way, I felt like my makeup collection almost kind of signified that as well. So I was really proud of that declutter for multiple reasons. And I was really happy with it. When we got down to those 49 palettes, I was looking at them and I was like, yes, I'm really proud of this. So I've had an influx of palettes come in. There are some that I've been testing out. You know, I've done trying new makeups with them and demos on my Instagram. But I would like to know from the squad, like I said, I was going through, I decluttered, you know, a few things like, would you want to see this random declutter? But would you like to see declutters throughout the year? And is there a way that you would like to see them? I would just keep doing my declutters at the end of the year. And I'm not gonna lie, those are usually some of my top viewed videos. I think still my eyeshadow palette declutter from 2 years ago is my most viewed video on my channel. So usually these like really big declutters just do well view-wise. So a part of me is like, I should keep all this makeup till the end of the year because professionally I feel like that's a smart thing to do. But I also know where I'm trying to go with my personal goals and with like my home goals and keeping a tidier space. And I feel like decluttering throughout the year is going to be the best option for me. So would you want to see something like that every few months of like, this is everything that I've gotten in PR recently that I've tried. This is everything that I've bought recently to try. And what am I keeping? What am I decluttering? I can still do declutters at the end of the year, you know, because I'm sure even in the last like 3 months or so of the year, I'll still have quite a few that accumulates. But let me know. I would be really curious your feedback on that or how you would like to see those declutters. Because I just know like the trajectory that I'm going on right now, I'm again gonna have well over 100 eyeshadow palettes. We're only in March and I'm at 69, so eek. And then for my singles, this was very eye-opening for me. So these are mostly like my Colourpop Super Shock shadows. I have some like glitters and different things like that. 32. That does mean I am over 100 products when it comes to eyeshadow. 32. I was like, okay, so that was a lot. That's a lot. That's you know, a goal for me to work on is cutting those down. I put a Super Shock on today. Which one did I put on today? I put on How Far I'll Go from Colourpop, because then I'm like looking at all of my singles, which I didn't do a single shadow declutter. Maybe that could be something that I could do recently, like in the next like couple of weeks here or so, because truly in my mind I was like, I don't have that many single shadows, so like it's like that wouldn't even be a fun declutter. And now I'm looking at all of them that I have and I'm like okay. Or I could just try to go through them and put them in my like random declutter. 32 to me is a lot though for singles. Like I would like to be more around like, see, I was gonna say 20, but I also have really started to enjoy my single shadows. I don't wanna say like even more than my eyeshadow palettes, but I have just gotten into such like quick, easy makeup. That's why I was saying like even just concealer, powder, bronzer, like one single eyeshadow with some mascara and like a lip balm. I feel like I like that look. So I don't know. So now I feel maybe 25. 25. We're gonna say around 25 for the single shadows. Okay, all right. That was a toughie. Then we go to eyeliners, which I realized that I have a hoarding problem with eyeliners, and I did some deep work. I really went inside myself and thought, girl, why do you keep every single eyeliner? What's going on here? And I think I figured it out. I think I keep so many eyeliners, and like when I get PR packages that come with eyeliners, I usually take them and keep them. And I think it's because eyeliner is a thing that is like, it's not a sexy makeup product to buy. It's just not sexy. So like, I can't just do a haul around an eyeliner. Like if I bought an eyeshadow palette, if I buy a lipstick, I can do a look. I can do a try on. I can do a first impression. What am I supposed to do with an eyeliner? But I love eyeliner. I wear eyeliner every single day. Eyeliner I carry in my clutch with me. I took 2 eyeliners out of my clutch so I could count them in this video. So I think it's just that weird thing of like, when I see that I get eyeliners, I'm like, gotta keep those for myself, because I just don't want to buy them because I don't know how to then relate that to my job. So that's what I figured out. That my job rules my life, my shopping decisions, obviously, and also what I keep for makeup. So thank you for coming to my therapy session. So eyeliner, I'm gonna say like, I wanna say like less than 13. I feel like that's a nice number, right? Like how many eyeliners does one actually, like I have so many, like I have some fun color ones too, don't get me wrong, but I have so many like black and brown. I have quite a few like green ones. I think green is a pretty eyeliner color, but like, Samantha, get it together. Then we move over to brows, slightly horrifying, but 21. So this is mostly brow pencils. I had a few like brow gels. I don't use those very often, so mostly brow pencils, and also a lot of backups. I'm on Benefits PR list, and so they, like every quarter, they send me refills of the Precisely My Brow, of the Goof Proof, and I typically hang on to those because in my mind, I go through brow pencils really quickly. I think doing this video and counting and seeing how many backups I have, I think has showed me I don't go through brow pencils as quickly as I think that I do. Like I'm over here be thinking like I'm going through brow pencils every 2 weeks, and it's probably more like 2 to 3 months maybe. So I probably don't have to keep as many backups. And even like, I love my Lawless brow pencil, and I bought a backup of it in like the last Sephora sale, and I still haven't even opened my backup yet. And I'm like, okay, this is what I was talking about when I first started saying that I was thinking about cutting back and doing a low buy. I was talking about buying so many backups, especially in sales, and that I need to get out of that mindset and not purchase them until I'm actually done with something. Because my Lawless brow pencil is still going strong and I have a backup. So brows, that's a lot. I think that this is an area I can improve in. So I'm gonna say like around 15, I think is better. Around 15, yeah, okay. Then we go over to lashes. Your girl don't even be wearing lashes that much. Now, in my defense, my friend Risa Does Makeup just did a lash collaboration with BK Beauty, so I do have all of her lashes from that. So that's 4 pair of lashes right there. But in total, I have 11. And to me, that was a lot. I did put in my empties bin a few that had already been used that I was like, you know what, like, these have been used multiple times, like I'm just gonna go ahead and call them good, because I still have 11 pairs of lashes in my collection, and I wear false lashes like maybe once a month. So that's still a lot for me. I'm gonna say like less than 8. Less than 8, I think that's fair. Maybe 7, let's do less than 7. I feel like that's good for lashes. Iowa, I'm wearing my yellow shirt for you. Get it together. Next up, we have mascara. I'm very proud of this category, but I will say I put a bunch in my empties bin. I can kind of be a little bit of a mascara hoarder at times, and I can forget that whole like, was it like every 3 months you're supposed to get rid of a mascara? Sometimes it's not quite 3 months for me, and then I'm like, well, my eyes are really sensitive. I'm not saying that's what it's from, but sometimes I can have problems saying goodbye to mascaras. So I have 10. I don't think that's bad, and I actually just opened a new one today, and it's the Milani Highly Rated, not the Anti-Gravity. This one is just the Highly Rated, but I had a backup of this sitting in my collection, and I was like, what? Because I put probably like 3 or 4 in my empties bins, and I was like, you guys are well past prime. So I have 10 right now. You know, I have 2 Rare Beauty, I have 2 Milani, I have 2 City Beauty. I have mostly doubles of all of my favorites. And I don't feel bad about that. Ain't nobody gonna make me feel bad about that. I kind of differ if I get married, oh my God. I'm not getting married, breaking news. If I get ready, if I'm getting ready in my office or if I'm getting ready in my like bedroom, bathroom area. And so sometimes like I have a Rare Beauty over here and I got a Rare Beauty over there and it's great. And I don't have to walk, you know, the 10 steps across my apartment. Perfect. I think mascaras around 10, like, I think that's pretty great. I'm proud of that one. Then we move over to makeup sprays. This is another one I feel really good about. I have 5. It was like, what, the MAC Fix Plus. I know I have the Benefit Super Setter. I have one from e.l.f. in there. I have a Charlotte Tilbury, and maybe an Urban Decay. I think those were my 5. I feel pretty good about that. Again, I feel like this is a good number to be around. Like if I could be around 5, feel pretty solid with that. Then we move over to lip liners. I have 23. But again, I love lip liners. Every single time I wear makeup, I wear lip liners. And even if I just have like literally just mascara on and I just want, even if it's like a balm, I will always put a lip liner on. I have to have lip liner, which is funny. Literally, I know I have a YouTube video of me saying I don't understand why people use lip liner. It's from my Redwall days. I remember saying those words. Lip liners around 23. I'm not mad at that number. I don't know, maybe some people will think I'm crazy, but I'm not mad at that number. Around 23, great. And 23 is my favorite number. Have it tattooed on me, so perfect. Then we move over to lipsticks. I crossed this number out so many times. So I have 39. You know, that's a lot. That's a lot. I feel like I did pretty good in my declutter, but like, I don't know, I just really, I love lipsticks too. I know a lot of them are the same color. We got a lot of nudes, we got a lot of mauves, we got a lot of like dusty pinks. But I love my lipstick collection. Maybe like around like 35. 35 lipsticks is a lot. Maybe like 33. Because that was a really big change. 33. Around 33 lipsticks, yeah. And then we move over to glosses and I have 28. Ugh. That's so many lip products. That's so many lip products. Okay, glosses. I know it's your dinner time. I'm sorry, baby girl. I thought this would be quicker, but then I started talking about goals and I start rambling away. So glosses at 28, you know, I was including like balms and things like that. You know, I just got 3 from Lawless Beauty. I love my Sigma lip oils and I was counting those and I think I have like 2 backups of those. So I have, you know, 3 total. So, you know, maybe like around 25. Around 25 for glosses could be a good goal. Still a lot, but obviously I love my lip categories. But that is my full makeup inventory. That is where we are at in March of 2023. Again, I want to check in maybe around like July, August, and then I'll check in at the end of the year or the beginning of the year, see how we did, see how I'm doing on my goals. But I'm gonna type this out, I'm gonna make it all pretty and nice, plug my goals in there, and this is something that I can always come back to and I can check it throughout the year and I can do a better job of keeping myself in check. And if there's anything in your life that you feel like you're struggling with or you feel like you want to have a specific goal towards, again, check out my second channel because this is what I talk about over there. But I highly, highly recommend tracking or doing an inventory if it's something like this, but actually writing the things down so you can look at it, so you can see it, because then that helps you. Because to me, I was like, oh, my single shadows, like I just have a few. I have over 30. So that would be my recommendation. If you want to do your makeup inventory, or if you have done your makeup inventory for 2023 and you want to share any of your findings in the comment section, I think that would be really interesting. Or if you have any makeup goals for yourself. I know a lot of you tell me in my comment section that you are also trying to consume less this year and buy less this year. And you know, we can kind of be on this fun journey together. Alright, that is it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it. It was my first time doing a makeup inventory video, so I hope that you found it fun. If you enjoyed it though, please make sure to give this one a thumbs up. I hope you also consider subscribing before you go, and I'll see you in my next one.